Hello, everyone. This is the Crusader Historian. Sorry ahead of time about my cough. I'll try to not cough into my mic as often as possible. But anyway, we have a video, and it's called the Crusader Historian: Importance of Heritage, Loving Your Kin. I did a video about the importance of heritage and with statues, and this is a follow-up to it. Anyway, let's get started. So, before we begin, I want you to take a look at these two guys. Donald Trump, and President Donald Trump, and President Netanyahu of Israel. That's what Italians look like. That's what Eastern Europeans look like. That's what people from India look like. And I suppose you're wondering why I am doing this exercise. Well, it has to do with one simple fact. All these groups of people look similar. They look related. So, to anyone who is a member of these white supremacist groups, I have a question to ask you. Why? Why are you attacking your own kin? Don't you realize that Eastern Europeans and Jews and people in Middle Eastern ethnic groups they look the same to us Indo-Europeans. They are similar to us Caucasians. They look like us. So why? I don't understand why you are attacking them. And these two groups, Indo-Europeans and Jews or Semitic people, are in fact distantly related. We both came from the Caucasus regions, but over time we moved to different areas. Like some Indo-Europeans went in this direction, or some people that would be Indo-Europeans went in this direction. Some people that became Indo-Europeans went in this direction and kind of went in this direction. Believe it or not, but the ancient Egyptians were Caucasian. Historians did this test and saw that Egyptians had a similar makeup in terms of DNA to us. The Semitic races went in this direction, and you can see how close we are together. So there is no reason whatsoever that we can't dislike each other. And I suppose you are saying that I am kidding myself, but here's the thing that my anthropology professor told me about DNA. Picture this. There's a group of people living beside a mountain. A rock slide happens. No, there's a village living right by a mountain. A rock slide comes down and cuts the area in half, and the two groups separate. Eventually, when the two groups of people get back together, yes, they're distantly related, but due to different experiences, their genetic makeup is different. And and also it kind of happened similar to our ancestors. We spread out all over the place. The Semitic and the Indo-European spread out all over the place. And I suppose you're also wondering why we still look different? Well, it's quite simple. We conquered them. Indo-Europeans and Semitic people are warrior cultures. We conquered the original people that lived in those places before the Indo-Europeans and the Semitic migrations, sort of exactly like, well, the Ice Age. And it also has to do with how close we were to the sun. I mean, if you've been in a sunny place a lot, you're going to get a tan. And if you live there generation by generation, I'm certain that you inherit something having to do with the sun. And believe it or not, but the Caucasian Indo-European genetics goes as far as Japan. One of my historian professors, I regretfully don't have the book with me right now, but I promise you I will later put that book that I'm referencing in the description. Anyway, his course book said that the Japanese are Indo-Europeans, so Asians are our distant cousins as well. So how is this idea thought of? Well, it started with this guy, Gorazio Isaiah Ascoli. I probably butchered that name. I'm sorry, but his name is right there. Okay, so what he is saying that Indo-Europeans and Semitic peoples are the same people. We just broke off into different directions, and over time we developed different language dialects and such. And even though his idea has been shunted to the wayside, I think this guy should take another look. We should give this guy another look because I think it has some merit. I mean, me personally, I'm proud to be white. I mean, I'm proud of my heritage. Yeah, and I personally think it's a wonderful thing. I'm doing my own family history, and I appreciate my ancestors. Unfortunately, we have guys like this, that hate white people, and we have a guy like this that says that white people are useless, they don't have any culture, where I have to say this is false. But first I will say there's this Native American chief, Chief Joseph, and he said, and I quote, a man who does not love his father's grave is worse than a wild animal, and people that support the narrative of those two that I just showed are worse than wild animals, according to this Native American chief. Now think about that. Of course, what is white heritage? Well, honestly, let's take a look. We have William Shakespeare, a well-renowned poet and playwright. Look at how Russia, look at how beautiful that cathedral is. We have all these excellent cathedrals in Western Europe. We have ancient Greece and Rome, and we have the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America, which the Founding Fathers said if you put the best principles of the Enlightenment, part of Western civilization, and Christianity, another part of our culture, you would get our government. Look at all this stuff. Elements of what is called white culture. And I have to say, the people that say we don't have a culture don't have any idea what they're talking about. I mean, look at what we have. It is amazing. And these are the same people that are pushing a narrative on forcing everyone to integrate, where I'm going to tell you this. If we all integrate, if we all do not embrace our heritage and allow people to keep things the way they are and to honor our predecessors, hey, if say a white person and a black person fall in love and marry, I'm all for it, but still, it is really sad to see that they're trying to force this narrative of diversity on us, where in fact, I would say white or Caucasian is the most diverse group of people on this planet. I mean, we have Europeans, we have Celts, and we have Chinese. I mean, we're all one big happy family that's been fighting each other for a lot. And so I'm wondering, why are they pushing this whole thing? I mean, BBC gave out this as an idea of a typical Roman family in Britain. A black man, a white woman, and mixed children. Where that part of it is true. It's true about the same thing not true. There were Roman garrisons of legionaries coming from Africa that settled in Britain, and being soldiers, it is not surprising to think, well, use your imagination. What do soldiers usually do when they're bored and not on guard duty? They will have flirtations, whether consensual or not, with the women there. I mean, the Romans are not afraid to show off their family. This is a picture that has been given to us from Roman period on what a Roman family looks like. I mean, we also have blacks, Africans, whatever you want to call them, sorry, whatever you want to call them, that have white in their ancestry, yet they're still for some reason regarded as African Americans. And for some reason, people are supporting this narrative of diversity and multiculturalism, where in fact, in saying that mixed races is a common occurrence, and in fact, in reality, the evidence is right here. Yes, it did happen, but in the whole genetic footprint, they did not make any impact. And it is sad that we cannot talk about this anymore. It is sad that we cannot appreciate our heritage just because, well, there appears to be this vendetta against white people. I mean, people that are supporting this hateful attack on white people are driving normal people like me into the arms of these people right here. You seriously are doing that. You are convincing us that we have no other means of support. You're alienating us to the point where these guys are the only sort of people that we could count on, because at least they are defending our ancestral heritage. And to any white supremacists that are watching this video, this does not give you a free pass on what you're doing. In reality, the only sort of quote-unquote supremacy that I'll go for is the one advertised as the white man's burden, in which we are supposed to help those that are not as fortunate as us. We must not allow what they're doing, their attacks on us, to as an excuse to attack. You know the phrase, be the better man? Well, be the better man. Of course, I will say it is okay to be white. It is okay to be white. I am a person that is a supporter of the whole white pride idea not because I am proud of my heritage. I am proud of my heritage. And what is my heritage? Well, I'm an American. I'm a white man. I'm a Christian. And I'm an heir of Western civilization. I love my heritage. I am not worse than a wild animal. I love my father's grave. And I will finish with saying this. A man who would not love his father's grave is worse than a wild animal. Keep that in mind. I wish you all a good day. This is the Crusader Historian signing out for now.